Welcome to the Transy Sports Network as we continue coverage here of the 2017 Pioneer Hall of Fame. We get to catch up next with an inductee from the sport of men's basketball, Lee Morrison, the class of 1995, one of the golden ages of many to pick from in this Transylvania men's basketball program. Lee was an Ironman who started in 128 of 129 career games, led the nation in three-point shooting, 1 year shooting better than 54%, and he finished off at Transylvania as the 18th all-time leading scorer. Lee, we could go on about all your achievements all day long, but first of all, let me welcome you back to Transylvania and congratulate you on your induction into the Transylvania Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
First of all, let's get the big elephant out of the room. What was it like playing for Coach Don Lane?
You know, Coach, I can't say enough kind things about Coach Lane. From the moment that I met him, through all of my 4 years here at school, he was nothing but positive, encouraging. And he knows the game. And he knows the game. I would put him out there with anyone that coaches the game today at any level.
You, like many of the Hall of Famers this year and in the past, came into this program your freshman year and started making an instant contribution right off the bat. Now, the story of your recruitment was a very comical one, but could you take us maybe back quickly into how your relationship with Transylvania from the get-go came about?
Sure. It was my senior year. I went to Trinity High School in Louisville. We were playing St. Xavier, our big rival, of course, there in Louisville. And I believe Coach Brian Lane had come to watch someone else play, maybe even from St. X. And I had a decent game that night, and he came and talked to me after the game, and the rest is kind of history. From that point, they had a coach at, I believe, every game or almost every game I played the rest of my senior season. So it was, I felt welcomed right away. I knew that they were really interested in me as a player, and more than that, I think as a person, as a student athlete. So it was an easy decision when it came down to it.
When Coach Lane was touting your achievements, he talks about Lee Morrison as the person, but also on the court, Lee Morrison, the prolific three-point shooter. You were raining down trays really before it became fashionable. Nowadays, we see where some games, the extreme version where, 3/4 of shots come from beyond the three-point arc, but back in the day when you were playing, it was not as prevalent of a shot. Why did that shot work for you? And did you feel like, I guess for lack of a better word, somewhat of a pioneer with it being a key part of your arsenal?
I'm the son of a shooter, and so my dad was a long-range shooter from years ago, and really could fill it up better than anybody I've ever seen. So we always shot. I've got 3 brothers and a sister, and we were always out there, and we all love jump shots. So that's the way we were raised, and so when the three-pointer came into the game officially, I think it might have been my freshman year in high school. We were thrilled, and it served us well.
You obviously had the green light. You took shot after shot. Was there ever a time in a game when Coach Don Lane said, "Hey, maybe let's put on the brakes for a couple of possessions"?
No, he never did. And most will tell you, sometimes it was the opposite. Sometimes he encouraged me to shoot more than I did. I somehow, between being a scorer in high school and showing up, I think as a freshman here, I fell in love with playing defense, and so it was a new challenge for me, and it was something that I felt like would keep me on the floor as a freshman. So my offense suffered maybe a little bit because of that, but no, coach never told you to stop, and I had some horrid shooting nights, and he never gave me the red light. It was always green.
I think when they talk about Lee Morrison here at Transylvania, the words that come to mind are scoring, but also unselfishness and leadership. And I think sometimes nowadays especially, leadership and unselfishness particularly, doesn't necessarily always go juxtaposed with being the go-to guy, if you will. But you balanced both of those qualities very admirably during your time. So in your mind, what is leadership within the confines of a college sports team, and what is leadership to you in your everyday life?
Sure. I think leadership on the court is, and really in life, is your willingness to let others have the moments, your willingness to do your part, to maybe forego some of that personal glory for the team's success. And I think that was instilled in me from a very early age. Growing up in a family where there were 5 kids, and we shared everything, and we helped each other out, and we did things for each other all the time, and so I think it was natural that just carried over into the way I played the game.
What made those teams under Coach Don Lane so great? I think you've dwelled on some of those qualities, but what were other things that were elements of those great teams?
Coach had a great coaching staff. Coach Whitson, was right there with Coach Lane the entire time. So he was able to go out and bring, I think, players. I would say several of the players on our roster had received Division I offers. He was able to attract talent from the local region, and then once he got them here, they just did their thing. They worked their magic. I mean, there was already a legacy of winning here when I arrived, and so that was foregone. I mean, Coach made sure that we were going to put ourselves in a position. He had the players, we had the coaches, and he just was really, really good at crafting a family team atmosphere here. And I think you'll hear that probably from a lot of people that played for Transy. It felt like a family.
Quickly wrapping up here, we'll try and jump into the time machine for a quick trip down memory lane. Of course, you're walking tonight into the friendly confines of the Beck Center, but back then you played in the legendary McAllister Auditorium. Can you describe the atmosphere and the intensity of playing in a place like McAllister?
I love old gyms. I like the smell of old gyms. I like the sound and just the feel of old gyms, and McAllister had all that. So it was a real treat to play here all 4 years, what was here at McAllister. Old gyms, I think for people that love this game and that have been around this game, there's just something about it. So when you walk in a Hinkle Fieldhouse or you walk in at the old male high school down in Louisville, there's just something about it. And so I loved playing at McAllister. I was sorry to see it go, but this is an absolutely beautiful facility, and I think the teams, I'm sure really enjoy the amenities now. It's a little nicer than when we were here.
Well, Lee Morrison, inductee into the 2017 Transylvania Pioneer Hall of Fame. It's great to have you back. You were part of some great teams which still stand the test of time. Congratulations once again, and enjoy your weekend. Welcome back to Transylvania.
Thank you, Justin.